Louboutin on the toes again. Yeezus just rose again. We can send this bitch up. It can't go down. Oh man, how are you guys doing? Admin Vaas here. I know this is gonna be like the third reformat I've had for the channel, as well as the podcast especially. You're probably wondering where all the old uploads went. And yeah, no, reboot. We're on another reboot. I've been kind of on the fence about changing the channel theme. I think it really just fits everything well, so I'm gonna leave it be for now. Also, I don't feel any creative juices flowing. I don't feel inspired. I don't feel fuck. I probably should have thought of something to follow that up. But anyways, I will get to all of the new formats and the plans for the channel, for the podcast, all of that good stuff. But first, and this is a first, we've got an ad read. I've gotten sponsor. Yeah, boy, got sponsored. So sponsors will always go up at the top of the podcast because it's something you can skip forward if you don't want to listen to it. But it's funny. I'll try for you. That being said, I am reading ad copy, so I'll break every now and then to give it to you. Why am I explaining this ad? Let's go. And honestly, this thing sells itself. It's Roblox, guys. This podcast is allegedly brought to you by Roblox. Okay. Whew, wish me luck. Roblox is ushering in the next generation of entertainment, allowing people to imagine, create, and play together in an immersive, user-generated 3D world. Roblox is powered by a global community of over 4 million developers and creators who produce their own immersive 3D multiplayer experiences using Roblox Studio. Our, not mine, theirs, intuitive desktop design tool. Any experience imaginable can be created on Roblox. Please add personal examples of the positive experiences you've had on Roblox. I was not supposed to read that, but you know what? I'm gloss over that. I'll tell you, I've had a banger of a time in the past. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I hadn't played this in a while. It actually went first person, like VR style-ish on the Xbox One, so I hopped on that. It's been a meme of the channel for quite a bit of time, so I'm glad that they sponsor us. I'm so happy. Personal experiences. My most memorable times gallivanting as a little 3D Blockman is, there was a few servers that, they're simulators. They're simulators that, I frequented pretty often back in the days. I actually have an old desktop that I tried to get running for the channel and failed. I don't know, the thing's bust. But I remember distinctly going on Roblox on this very desktop from like 2007. Really old. And there was always fun stuff to play. Environmental disaster stuff and survival was always my cup of tea. So there was a server that I frequented that recreated an event. I'll do it like the N-word. I'm talking about the 9 event, so something that happened before September 12th and after September 10th, 2001, in which 2 buildings were struck by a paper airplane. So that's me, the 9 event. This particular server, you would board the airplane, and you would find a seat, or you could walk around. You probably walk around on the airplane during the 9 event if you were hijacking it. Assuming that you're all hijackers, you can take a seat if you want. The idea is that you have this airplane. It's on an invisible track, so there's no steering it. But this airplane flies into 2 buildings, and you're supposed to find a good spot on the airplane to survive it. Maybe falling debris or whatever. The 9 event simulator stole very much of my childhood and probably molded my stupid sense of humor, so yeah, go find it if you still can. Roblox has been around for quite a while and has garnered much prestige since its launch in 2006. ComScore ranks Roblox as one of the top online entertainment platforms for audiences under the age of 18 based on average monthly visits and time spent. Over 26 million newcomers sign up on Roblox every month, purely through viral word of mouth. I'll need to check that. How many people have been on the 9 event server? Besides me, hundreds of elite creators make substantial revenues from their creations. Top creators will make well over $250,000 a year. How much were they making? You're pretending to... Roblox is freely available on all modern smartphones, tablets, computers, the Xbox One console, I'd already brought that up, Oculus Rift, and HTC Vive. Sign up and join millions of builders already crafting expansive and exciting worlds today. That was the ad read, and I'm certain that Roblox is not going to sponsor me now. They didn't even give you guys like a code for free Robux, like code add Vaas 10 or something. How are you supposed to floss on the other Blockmen? You're trying to steal their girlfriends, or you're trying to be their girlfriend. You can catfish them. I did that as well on the 9... I almost said it, the 9 event server, and I got a free skateboard out of it. I was going up and down the aisles with the skateboard. I don't think they allowed... Well, I don't know. Pre-TSA, pre-9 event, I think that the airport security was pretty lax. You see, at least I personally, I've seen the original Westworld movie that the TV show is based off of. It's screenwritten and directed by Michael Crichton, I think, at least partially so. And there's just people. Can you smoke in a pressurized cabin? Is that safe? You can't just crack a window. And it seems like everybody was on board. The stewardess, I bet the pilot had his own little baller ashtray. Maybe he put it off at the co-pilot's hat. And imagine a cockpit full of smoke during the 9 event. It wasn't the building. I hate my life. Okay, so the whole format for this podcast, I'll talk about the channel at the very end. This is going to be podcast first, and I'll try to keep it short because there's more content for you guys. This is gonna be a primer. I'll make it fast. Basically, I want this podcast to run to about 30 to 45 minutes, which seems like a stretch for me now, but I'm gonna break the 10-minute mark here soon. So if you can bear me for that long, I'll make you happy. I'll make you come. The whole idea here is that I listen to at least, an hour long of podcasts a day because of my work outside of the YouTubes and the podcasts. So I figure the whole 15-minute podcast thing I was doing before is not gonna fly. It's not something I'd personally like to listen to. It's not, what is that? Like, if you live in a crowded city, if you live in a moderately populated city, that's like a commute, maybe? No. I want you should invite me into your home, into your smartphone, into your bone. Let me in, and I'll make you happy. So that's about the runtime I'm going for. This particular podcast probably won't break it, but that's because I want it to be as concise as possible with the new changes, just to give you guys a quick look. Also, the way YouTube works, I probably won't upload the whole podcast in its entirety onto YouTube. I'll probably do the same thing I did with the previous podcast iteration and put highlights up, probably more highlights than usual since this is not 15 minutes. I can afford to do that. So the important stuff, the video clips that I plan to show you on this one, only one today, but I plan to, show funny video clips, put that in a highlight, and for anyone who's just listening, I'll describe it to you. I'll keep that in mind as far as video clip choice, because if I just show you a quiet video that's all visually oriented, obviously that's not going to make for good podcasts. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoy that. And I'm probably going to end up putting the whole uncensored, which again, because of how YouTube works, I will have to censor the highlights. But I will probably end up putting the whole uncensored and fully visual aspect of this podcast up on a Patreon or something of the like, just because honestly I could use a little bit of financial incentive. That's one of the reasons I've not been able to hop back onto the channel so quickly. I'll get onto that a bit later, but I don't know. I don't want to say I'm losing it, because I'm most certainly not. I've got a lot of blank projects and half-finished ones that honestly it just upsets me to see them there. I end up deleting them. So that being said, let's actually hop into the first video. If this video is familiar, it's because it's from the new channel intro that I've been working on. Let's hop onto it. Here goes this guy in... Oh, fuck, what does his pocket say? I think that's a pocket that he made and he sewed onto his own shirt. Again, if this guy with a bowl cut that looks like Dylan Roof looks familiar, it's because he's from the new channel intro. Peep the Tide Pods, the Crocs, the American flag button-up, the lemon, and what appears to be a comically sized big blunt in his mouth, and shorts. I've not even played it, but this is an astute observation for the fellas at home to get an idea of what this fucking guy looks like. He's hip-hop posing on a roof, being like squatting, and let's hop into it.
Fuck
Tide Pods, fuck a lamb.
I'm about to show you how squirrel bait has a great fucking time.
Squirrel bait has a great fucking time. There's a reason I picked this video for the channel intro. It's so appropriate for what we're doing here. He jumps off the roof, bites the blunt, and eats it. He's shotgunning beers up with his fucking forehead. He's just smashed a little crack pipe. He just smashed a little crack pipe.
Mustard and eyes. Fuck yeah, baby.
You can probably imagine what that is by the sound. He squirts mustard in his fucking eyes and his mouth. He's pouring beer over his head like a Stein.
Oh god. Oh god.
He's trying so hard to light the bong, and that's the end of the video. Now you're probably saying, oh, how do you find these guys? That is me. I am Squirrel Bait. Fuck Tide Pods. Fuck a lamb. I'm about to show you how I have a great fucking podcast. And that's where I shut it off. Because it's not a great podcast, guys. This is shit. God. No. To answer that question, I'd have to kill you. At Facebook. I have a lot of social media accounts that I use to find random shit posts. If you do have any idea where Squirrel Bait is from, I'd appreciate if you wrote into the channel. YouTube comments or anything like that. I'd love to give Squirrel Bait credit. If I could send you guys to Squirrel Bait and talk to him about the 9 event, I'm sure he's got a lot of interesting theories. Fuck Osama. Fuck Osama, fuck Bush. There was thermite in the... Oh no. I'm gonna get banned, and it's not even my first reboot podcast. God. I want you to also recognize that someone is filming Squirrel Bait, as in a cameraman. Who did you have to put at gunpoint to agree to this? I'd have to assume it's like a clone of Squirrel Bait, or someone who's who's very intimidated by squirrel bait. I mean, what? Oh God. Oh no. I mean, does it really need any more context, guys? Doesn't? God, fuck. The mustard in the ass? Fuck yeah, baby. How about mustard on a hot dog? Because that's where it's supposed to go, and that's the next segue, guys. At least... fuck. I'm gonna have to learn to stop laughing through these. But in case you hadn't seen it, I'm not gonna, I'll put this up in the video highlight. But two ladies get punched out in California over a hot dog for its price. Now, I'd like for you to hazard a guess. At what point do you start punching people over the price of a hot dog? I feel like Squirrelbait himself is a very discerning individual, despite what his attire might say. I don't think that he finds the $6 hot dog to be all that offensive. Depending on what it is California, so it's probably like a gourmet weenie. It's probably some weird house-made brioche bun. But at the same time, it is a cart. It's not a food truck, so I'm skeptical. I don't want to say that this was some sort of fancy schmancy, ooh, motherfucker, you gonna put the hot dog water in a cup and let me drink it? It's nothing like that. I get the feeling that if it were something gourmet, you wouldn't feel the need to punch out the vendor and the neighboring vendor. Because the whole situation is, man goes to hot dog stand. Man attempts to buy a hot dog. I think the idea is like, oh yeah, man, you want the fucking, you want the vegan Satan dog? Satan like Seitan, not Satan. I'll look it up. Yeah, you want the Satan vegan dog with the fucking blah blah blah. And this guy's name is like Orca Schmerkschnishnersen. So he's not from here. I don't think that he knew what he was ordering, or not to say that he wasn't from here. Maybe he's not acclimated to where he is. If I, as a Texan, were to go to California, my head would explode. My 10-gallon hat would immediately go down to like a 1-gallon hat. It'd have to switch over to the metric system, like a liter hat. There's a reason there's no cowboys in Europe, because a liter hat sounds stupid, but my liter hat would slowly deflate at the sight of avocado dogs and Satan dogs. Really, I'm not satisfied. And at $6, I guess I can't be mad. Not mad enough to punch two people. So the situation is, man goes up, attempts to buy a hot dog, $6, fuck you, man. The neighboring vendor, who also got punched out, tried to defuse the situation by offering a free hot dog. Now at this point, I would probably be fine with it. I don't need the $6 dog. I'm not sure that this neighboring vendor is doing the same vegan deal. Maybe it's a lesser quality dog and that's why they're upset. Correct me if I'm wrong. How much? That's like a movie theater hot dog price, isn't it? $6 for a hot weenie? I'm not too impressed. And considering you're not getting the experience of a movie theater, you're just literally on the street with a bunch of other people on the Hollywood Strip with this weenie for $6. I think this guy is deep down is doing everyone a justice. When you go into the comment section of these videos with Hot Dog Man, he seems to be championed by the people for some reason. Like, I don't know. The video doesn't really speak for itself. You don't get the context of, whoa, calm down, man. You don't get a $6 hot dog? I bet you don't even go to Starbucks, bro. This is like normal pricing out here. Hey, man, that's not cool, man. Just take the free dog. Let's go in a little New Yorker there. I don't think they charge that much for hot dogs in New York. That's probably why I don't get punched for one in New York. That being said, he clocks these two fucking idiots. I don't think they're idiots. Maybe for charging $6 up for a hot dog. Predatory practice, if you ask me, especially in a touristy area where people are more out of convenience and not, yeah, let's go to this fucking $6 hot dog stand. I don't think they're world renowned. Well, they will be now. Well, so much for packing heat. It's California, you can't do that. You won't have any fellas like me rolling up to save you because that's what I do. So, good luck with that. Maybe you can put some heroin needles around. I don't know. How do you protect yourself in California? Do you put up like a no water sign? We're dry here and we like it. We have to import our water from other states. I'm sorry, I'm already ragging on California when two of them have already been punched out. And this guy just kind of he goes away. He starts off at like a walk, and then a jog, and then a saunter, and then not a full sprint, but a definitely concerned sprint. The kind of sprint you see in the Hitman games where it's like, you definitely want to get out of the area. You don't want to draw more attention than is necessary though, so it's kind of like, I'm on the trail. And no one seems to stop him either. I really hoped the end of the video would be a bunch of people swarming in for the $6 hot dogs. The thing that really interests me though is that one of the hot dog vendors, they're both females, they're both relatively small. This guy's built like a fucking brick shit house. He is buff. I like to compare him to an ASMR artist, Blue ASMR, I think that's his name. I'll put a picture up right here. I don't know why that's the first guy that came to mind with this body physique. I don't imagine Blue ASMR has a few videos about, like, I will fight for you, boyfriend roleplay ASMR. That's not me dogging on him, that's just this makes more sense now that I'm expressing it to you guys. Please check him out because I like beard scratching videos to go to sleep to. It's not a weird kink, I promise. Yeah, the whole idea of beard ASMR, punching a hot dog out of your hand. I love this country, except for some places. But they just fucking let this guy, they let Blue ASMR go. Did he? I don't know if he even took the hot dog. Why would you get into all that trouble over not over a $6 hot dog, not to eat the hot dog? At least, no one else seemed to remedy the situation by eating their hot dog supply. So it seems like a lose-lose-lose situation for the bystanders, for the vendors, and for the puncher. And he later turned himself in. I think that happened, as of recording, it's the 30th. It happened on Saturday, so it's like 4 days ago, almost a work week ago. A business week, some might call it. And he turned himself in. Very bold move. I wonder if they have $6 hot dogs in prison. How much is soap? That's a good question. In prison. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do to this guy because he got charged with assault with a deadly weapon. I think that's kind of bullshit, guys. He's built like a tank, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's got a couple fucking pythons. He's got a couple pythons on his torso, 24 inches. They could wrap around your fucking head and I choked myself a little bit there. Let's not do that. Yeah, no. He's got a couple fucking eels on his arms, if you know what I'm saying, but I wouldn't qualify those as like deadly weapons just because the girl was 4'1" and the other was 4'2". That's not fair, guys. And one of them tried to fight back. Not saying that excuses it, but why not? Come on, guys. The $6 hot dog, the hats, the ASMR beard scratching. Come on. Commute this guy. Give him community service. Make him work at the hot dog stand. Make him understand the revenue stream and expenses. Make him a lemonade stand so he understands why someone would charge $6 for a hot dog, because that seems like a valuable community service. He's learning something along the way, and if not, they can kill him. So, feels pretty good. That's pretty redemptive, if you ask me. $90,000 of bail. I don't know if he's gonna fucking get it. If he's complaining about a $6 hot dog, this is a $90,000 bail. This is something of a completely different magnitude, and he probably feels guilty about it. I'm assuming that because he turned himself in, or maybe it just got to the point where it was like, hey, everyone's calling me out for punching a couple weenie vendors. It's getting way too big for me. So he went home. Fuck. That's probably the worst note to end on. But we're closing up on that 30-minute mark, fellas. So I'm going to talk about the channel now. If you want to deuce out, I'll see you next podcast or next video, whichever comes first. Let me explain what's happening with the channel. The idea here is that 1 week will be podcasts, highlights and all. The next week will be a video. Of what? I'm not completely sure. At least what's on the pipeline for now is a couple movie reviews. One for the latest Clint Eastwood movie, The Mule, and the other for Glass. I don't want to spoil those or anything. Just know that they're coming up, and they may or may not be shitposty. I feel like The Mule will be more so because I actually have something of substance to say for Glass, and yeah, no, that's all I'm going to say as far as those are concerned. But the whole idea of little mini comedy sketches or whatever, these tend to take a little bit more time than a podcast would, so I would at least want 2 weeks of buffer, just a week of podcast, which is fine. I want to implement a come rain or come shine policy for that, so sometimes I might just record my podcast from a workspace at my job. Hopefully it won't be too loud or anything. I've got a desktop that I'm recording on now. I've got a good setup. I've got a good monitor. Hopefully I can get this new mic, involved so I don't have to worry about a blue snowball. Preferably, I'd like to leave this snowball here at work so I don't have to, keep moving it back and forth, back and forth. We'll see how that works. I don't want to be a basic bitch and get a Yeti either. I'd like a substantial quality upgrade, but as it stands, I can't really put fucking audio foam all over my room or anything, so let's see what we can do there. But yeah, that's the intended goal. I've also opened up a donations page and a subscribe page on my PayPal. So far, I've only got my donations up because I don't know how I want to work PayPal/subscribestars/ possibly Patreon perks. I'm not sure that Patreon would accept the kind of content that I'm doing. I've gotten really paranoid over the past few months. So, you know how that works. And if you don't know, Google. That being said, though, I really try to intend this to be comedy-based and weird little theories here and there. I'll get serious from time to time, but for the most part, I'm here to entertain. I'm like a certain robot that I want a body pillow of because I've already surrounded myself with plenty of stuff with them on it. So, oh fuck. Oh fuck, I can't wait to have to explain this whole Metaton thing to you guys. It's gonna be an hour-long video, and you're gonna be so disappointed in me. The whole channel theme is based on Metaton. If you hadn't gathered that by now, please watch my Metaton playlist if you're a fellow robot connoisseur. That being said, back to the channel, wrapping things up. If that's a schedule that you guys would support, let me know in the comments section. If I get more donations or something along the lines of that, I will tell you that I'm not financially struggling majorly, but some financial gains, some monetary incentives would be highly, I'd be grateful for that. That'd be highly motivating is what I'm saying. So if anything you like is going on and you want more, please hit me up wherever you can on the social medias, which is basically just Twitter. My Twitter account is Metaton posting, more or less. You can dive in, not even deep, just surface level, and see that I'm doing other things, but for the most part it's Metatons. Please don't kink shame me. I'm also, sorta. I'm on Instagram at admin Vaas. Oh, by the way, my Twitter handle is at electthelambda. You can reach me here on YouTube. I'm setting up a email, so if you guys have questions, shitposts, anything like that, you can send it over there. Really, I'm trying to get a whole congregate of things for you guys to reach me at, and for me to reach you at. That being said, I'm still working out the kinks on what I can give you as far as, subscriber awards. Maybe I can set up some live streaming stuff here. I already do live stream here, but putting cute little emotes and stuff, maybe a little Metaton leg or a smirk, maybe some JoJo stuff for sure. If I decide to go that route, I don't know. YouTube's hot and cold, man. Don't know how that's gonna work. And honestly, Twitch is too. I'm not super enthused about Twitch, so really Patreon or something like that would let me be a little bit more freer with you guys, hence the uncensored version of this podcast not being available on YouTube for the most part. And mostly highlights. The whole YouTube algorithm is just not friendly to this kind of stuff. I can't upload the whole 30 or 40 minutes thing. Those live stream archives that I used to upload definitely hurt my channel. The way that works is, hey, a bunch of people are watching this live stream you put up, but they're not finishing it, so let's decrease traffic to your channel. In layman's terms, that's how it was explained to me. So I can't afford to put huge videos up unless you guys will actually sit through it and watch it. And you already know about the whole AdSense debacle. I'm good to be monetized, but it seems like most of my content doesn't seem friendly for that. So I don't know. This isn't me bending the knee. You can still get that stuff elsewhere, be it maybe behind a paywall. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna charge you guys like $50 billion. I'm not some Patreon hoe that's gonna sell you, my feet pics or anything like that. I'm not trying to weasel money out of you. That's what I'm trying to say. Like I said, I'm already more or less financially independent. This is just something that I can use for channel resources, new reviews, new games, as much as I can. So far, I've only been able to play somewhat modern games up until, I tried streaming Siege here and it was a shit show. I think all I need to do is put a few more sticks of RAM in my computer, so I'll try to do that. But again, any donations help. I'd be much appreciated, but don't feel obligated to. This isn't me putting the little coin out and saying, "Oh, please, can I have some more?" Duh. I'm not buying $6 hot dogs with your fucking money, okay? I'm squirrel bait. I'll show you a great fucking time. Okay? That being said, we're at 35 minutes, basically. I'm rounding up. 35 minutes, fellas. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully the future podcast will have more substance and not me explaining things. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. These will go up every other Sunday to accommodate the new schedule, so podcast, video, and throughout that podcast week I'll release highlights, stuff that's actually enjoyable. If you don't like the minutia, the meandering that I do, then you don't have to. If you're completely subsisting off these highlights, congratulations. Enjoy the reboot, guys. I hope to see you soon.